The moon cast long, eerie fingers across Leo's bedroom floor, transforming familiar shapes into monstrous figures. A pile of clothes on a chair morphed into a crouching beast, and the friendly old coat rack stretched into a skeletal giant with reaching arms. Leo, a small 6-year-old with a mop of messy blonde hair, pulled his blue pajama covers up to his chin. His eyes, wide with fear, darted around the room, tracking every shadow that flickered and danced in the faint light filtering through his window. The quiet house, which felt so safe during the day, was now a place of lurking terrors. Every creak of the floorboards and rustle of leaves outside sent a fresh wave of panic through him, making his heart pound against his ribs like a trapped bird. Suddenly, a single moonbeam brightened, pouring into the room like liquid silver. Within this beam, a soft golden light began to coalesce, forming a small round creature that floated gently in the air. It had 2 large, kind eyes, but no mouth, and it hummed with a gentle warmth that seemed to push back the cold dread in the room. This was Lumi. Leo's first instinct was to shrink back, squeezing his eyes shut, another strange shape in his room of horrors. But then, a sound like tiny melodic chimes reached his ears. It was a gentle, inquisitive sound. Peeking through his lashes, Leo saw Lumi bobbing playfully, its light pulsing in a soft, reassuring rhythm. The creature wasn't scary at all. It was beautiful, and its light made the shadows seem a little less menacing. With another soft chime, Lumi zipped toward the pile of clothes, circling it with its warm glow. The crouching beast dissolved, revealing nothing more than Leo's favourite sweatshirt and a pair of jeans. Lumi then danced around the coat rack, its light illuminating the familiar hats and scarves hanging from its pegs, and the skeletal giant vanished. Leo watched, mesmerised, as Lumi playfully nudged the shadow of his toy dinosaur, making it wiggle as if it were dancing. A small giggle escaped Leo's lips. Lumi chimed in delight and nudged the shadow of a teddy bear, which seemed to wave back. The fear that had gripped Leo so tightly began to loosen its hold, replaced by a blossoming curiosity. The shadows weren't monsters, they were just quiet, dark shapes waiting for the light. Lumi then floated toward Leo, its chimes an invitation. Tentatively, Leo reached out a small hand. As his fingers touched the edge of Lumi's light, the world around him shimmered and transformed. His ordinary bedroom walls dissolved into a canopy of towering ancient trees, their leaves sparkling with dew. The ceiling opened up to a breathtaking night sky, filled with a million twinkling stars, and the floor softened into a carpet of moss. The shadows he had feared were now friendly, dancing sprites, flitting between the trees in a magical ballet. Lumi led him by the hand, and Leo found himself laughing, his earlier fears forgotten as he chased the playful shadow shapes through the starlit forest that was once his room. He was no longer a timid boy in his bed, but a brave explorer in an enchanted wood. As the first hints of pink and orange began to streak across the magical sky, the forest slowly faded. The towering trees receded back into walls, the starry expanse became a familiar ceiling, and the soft moss hardened into his bedroom floor. The morning sun was rising, chasing the last of the night away. Leo stood in the centre of his room, which was now filled with the warm, cheerful light of dawn. He felt a gentle tug on his pyjama sleeve and looked down to see Lumi, its glow a little softer now. He knew it was time for his new friend to leave. Leo wrapped his arms around the little creature in a heartfelt hug, whispering, "Thank you." Lumi responded with a final soft chime before zipping toward the window and dissolving back into the morning light. On the windowsill where Lumi had vanished, a tiny glowing orb remained, pulsing with a gentle golden light, a silent promise that he would never have to be afraid of the dark again.